Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peachy and this is Plant and Style. For today's video, I am very excited to showcase my 10 best plants of 2024. And before anything else, I would like to wish everyone Happy New Year. I cannot believe 2024 is gone officially, but we have learned a lot and we're ready to move on in this new year. This new year for me is a year of growth and hopefully for you guys as well. And that goes for all of my plants. I'm trying to be better at taking care of them and giving them their best potential growth this year. So that is the goal. And so yeah, before the year is completely forgotten, 2024 I wanted to look back and show you guys this beautiful 10 plants that has given me nothing but joy, brought so much happiness in my 2024. And here they are. Before we begin, I just would like to touch base on how I care for these beautiful plants. And I think most of them, if not all of them, is in pon, and some are in pure leches of pon, and some are in my DIY pon mix. I actually just randomly mix my pon now, a mix of different DIY mixes, but that's just how it is. Number one on the list is this beautiful Alocasia Friedek. Let's start with this one because it is gorgeous. This is definitely its best year so far, and I know it looks kind of droopy on a different angle, but it's only because it's living on our living room in ambient condition on top of my shelf actually, and it's getting lights from my Saltic Highland track light, and it seems to love that. It used to be in the cabinet in my greenhouse IKEA cabinet for the longest time, but since it was getting bigger, I figured maybe it was time for it to move on, and I did that this year, and I'm so glad that I did because it is happy, it's growing beautifully, it's not dropping its older leaves like it used to. And yeah, I think I found the permanent spot that it actually likes and that it actually thrives. So number one on this year's best plant, or last year actually, technically 2024's best plants of the year, is my Alocasia Friedek. And then we're moving on. We have a little bit of everything. We have a mixture of everything. So the next one is this Anthurium variegated pterodactyl. And I got this from my collaboration with Arid Market. Oh my goodness, this plant is the toughest Anthurium that I've ever encountered. It went through the import process, the acclimation process, and look, it has very little mechanical damage, and that is understandable, but it grew it out, and it did not budge whatsoever. It traveled so well, so strong, so tough, and it's been living in this greenhouse as well. And it transitioned to pon. I have an insert in this glass vessel, but it is in pon. You can see the roots right there, and I have a layer of leca at the bottom. It's just a reservoir guide. I have it in this clear vessel as well, just so I can keep an eye on it since it's a new plant, and I don't want to underwater it knowing that it's Anthurium. And so far so good. It likes it in here, which I'm very glad. But yeah, number two is my Anthurium pterodactyl. Highly recommend. Such a tough plant. Next one is another genus, different genus. This is my CF aromatica, or the pink diamond. This plant has done so well for me in the past year. Such an easy grower, growing in ambient and pond. And when I got this, it only had one variegation, small variegation, and then three of its other leaves have no variegation at all. But every single leaf that I've grown under my care, except for the newest one, has some kind of variegation. Not a whole lot, but decent, very decent. And the next new leaf that is coming, growing this winter, is beautifully variegated again, and I'm so happy. This plant has been such a joy to watch it grow and care for, because super duper chill, and you can tell that by the look of its beautiful roots. Oh my gosh, look at that. Such a beautiful sight to see when there's no algae at all, and that is because it's always been living and covered with this little basket vase that I have here for it, and it seems to enjoy that. So yeah, I'm afraid to actually repot it, but it's looking like it's almost time to repot it, where the stems here is getting taller. But I think I'm gonna do that sometime in spring or summer, because I do definitely want to see bigger foliage and more leaves, because so beautiful. This one just lives on the floor, on the foot of my Monstera albo, and it likes it, living in ambient living room condition, but it's a couple feet away from a western exposure and western window. So yeah, it loves it. And the next one is my Alocasia Silver Dragon. I cannot believe that this plant has made it to this best plant category, because I have struggled so much with Alocasia, and that is the reason why I don't have Alocasia tour yet in this channel. And that's because I have nothing to show you guys. Like, they're always like one leaf or two leafer, but not with this one. This one has been so nice to me, giving me all the beautiful colors. This kind of variegation is like Polaroid variegation, and it happens more when it's an Hoya kind of variegation. And this is the newest leaf, and as you can see, it's still not that clear, but this light green, lime green kind of coloring that you'll see will eventually brighten like this one. It becomes cream or yellow and lighter as it matures, as you can see over here. So beautiful though. The transition is mesmerizing to watch, and yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. This one is the best so far, and actually one of my best alocasias. And yeah, I'm very excited for alocasia this year, because we're onto something. I'd like to believe that I have learned a little bit on how to grow them well, and I have it in, in this, I know I said grow them well, but it seems to like it. But it's just in a simple glass vessel that I got from Dollar Tree, and it actually has a lot of worms on the top right there. But I think I'm gonna wait before I do anything to this, because that's one thing I learned is don't mess with your alocasia. Touch them less, don't repot too much. And one good thing about growing them in pond is that the corm actually pops out just like so. So all of my alocasias in pond have their corms growing just like that, so it's just very easy to pluck. So it means less disturbances on the roots, and I think that is the key to growing beautiful alocasia, in my experience anyways. So to continue on with the alocasia train, the next one, I don't know where we at. I think this is number 6 already. This is another staple alocasia, variegated Alocasia Bambino. Oh my god, look at the colors on this one. Oh, sorry. This is in pond once again, and I have just recently moved it into this bigger vessel because of the algae-ridden situation, and there's actually gross roots rottage over there, as you can see, but I think that there's more healthy roots down there. So if it's not sad, or if it's not looking sad, if it keeps growing, don't mess with it. That's just me. So this one, and that's what I do with this one. And when I'm ready to repot it, I will just probably trim off the ones that the roots that are growing in the reservoir that seem to work better, instead of keeping these roots that are already sitting in water and repotting them, and all of a sudden they're no longer sitting in water. I feel like they rot more that way when you remove them from water. So that's another tip that I've learned. And so yeah, look at this Bambino. It has, I think, 15 or more leaves right now, and it's also doesn't stop growing. This one lives in the cabinet, my fabric cabinet in the greenhouse, getting constant lighting and consistent watering and humidity as well. So yeah, seems very, very happy, very chill. I grew this from a teeny tiny pot. I cannot believe this plant has so many leaves like that. It is so gorgeous. One of the easiest variegated alocasia in my opinion. So yeah, Alocasia Bambino. The next one is we're moving on to this beautiful trailing Hoya. Oh my god, I only have one Hoya in this collection, and this definitely will represent the Hoya family. Look at how gorgeous this plant is. Oh my goodness. This is my Hoya Bella or lanceolata, but there are 3 varieties in here. I have the one with the inner variegation, which is the Lida Bowie, and then we have the one with the outer variegation, which is the Hoya Anike Bowie, and just the regular green Bella, which is just as pretty. I just love the lush and the variety. I love it. I love everything about this pot, and it is actually being secured by a rubber band because I have it growing in pond like the rest of my plants, and it's already growing its roots in the reservoir, and it does not mind it at all. Again, another plant that I don't want to bother. It seems to still have room to grow in there, so I'm just securing it because this one is on a top shelf, and the last thing I want is for this to topple over. I'm going to secure it even more, and I'm planning on repotting it next spring or summer once again. But so far, like I said, if it's not giving you any trouble, don't bother it. And this plant has bloomed so many times in our living room. It's so magical, giving us very whimsical vibe. And I think that this one likes colder evening, because that's what we have, and that's what we usually have in the living room. Goes down to like 50 degrees sometimes, and it does not mind that at all. This is in ambient condition. It's just trailing beautifully. I love it. Hoya Bella, guys. Oh my goodness, so cool. Moving on to the next big mama right here. This is my Philodendron Gloriosum. I got this as a zebra. Gloriosum zebra. Oh my god, cannot fit in the frame. This one is living in the dining area, and yeah, it's sitting on a shelf, on the bookshelf, and getting some morning light. It's in front of an eastern exposure, east facing window. And it loves it. Oh my goodness, look at how healthy it is. And look, it's not done. It's not affected by winter at all. And look, it's got a new leaf again. And it's actually already overgrown. As you can see, it's growing a whole lot of roots in the reservoir. And it's already no more space. It did not mind making a left turn right there, and I'm so glad because it definitely is using all the space that it has. As you can see, my goodness, this plant started very, very small and very, very slow. It finally grew all this bigger leaves for me this year. Oh my god, it is so exciting for me. It's such a big accomplishment because yeah, I've always wanted a mature gloriosum, and I am so glad that I have this in my collection. And I cannot recommend this enough. If you don't like moss pole, taking care of moss pole, this plant is a crawling plant living in ambient condition. It takes a little while for it to kick off, to get used to your environment, and that's what happened to me. But as soon as you find the right spot, when it doesn't stop growing all of a sudden, just leave it there, and it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah, definitely going to be a staple in my collection. Even though I don't show it a lot in this channel, I always forget, but I won't anymore. You're gonna see this a lot more because yeah, I have to give you an update on that new leaf because I know it's going to be humongous. So yeah, very, very excited about that. Our next best plant, second to the last, I think, is my Monstera Borsigiana aurea. This plant is such a surprise success for me. There you go. So yeah, oh my gosh, this one has a new leaf coming right here. I cannot believe it. This one is loving this greenhouse. It has not stopped growing. I have propagated this last year, and I kept the top 5 leaves, and so far we have 1 2 3 4 5. It has grown 1 2 3 4 5. It has doubled up already in a few months, and I cannot believe it. Hold on, this is bothering me. I'm worried because it's got too much. Hold on, it's got too much water. It's sitting in too much water because I watered the pole. Hold on, this is important, guys. Sorry, I just have to remove that. Okay, I'm done. I'm coming back. I'm right here. Sorry, that was emergency. I didn't see that. But anyways, so this is her. Look at that. Look at that. Newest leaf is not even completely changed in color yet. So as you can see, another Polaroid variegation. And oh my god, it's so beautiful. The variegation on the other leaves that it's given recently are just stunning. Look at that. And it's no longer browning as well, although I have chopped the previous ones. Those are not, like, as you can see, I have chopped them a long time ago, and it stayed. I like to trim them so that I'll know when they are browning again. So that's what I do to keep an eye on it, because as soon as it browns, definitely I've done something different. And yeah, it can be very, very finicky, but it stopped doing that since moving in here in this greenhouse. And actually, it's my monsteras are doing it for me. They are kicking butt in this greenhouse. They love it in here, which brings me so much joy. It means that I can keep growing Monstera. It gives me so much hope that I'm able to finally have a mature, fruiting, hopefully that makes me excited, Monstera in my future. The last one I have to show you guys. I don't have it in here unfortunately because it's my biggest plant. It's my Monstera albo is definitely on the list. I'm just gonna have a b-roll of how gorgeous this plant is and how it hasn't really given me any kind of trouble. This plant is my baby, my very first. If you've been in this channel, you know how important and how special this plant is to me. And especially the past year has been a wonderful, wonderful journey with her because it's just growing nonstop and beautiful, and the variegation is definitely like on the a little too much actually. I'm a little bit worried, but it's always gone back to its normal marble self. So it holds on to this white variegation so well for me. I cannot recommend enough. Monstera albo is my number one, I think, favorite. If I were to pick who is the top of them all, that would be my Monstera albo. There, I said it. Anyways, that concludes this video. I hope you guys had a great time as much as I did. I love talking about my favorite plants. And let me know your top 3. You don't have to tell me 10. I know it's a lot. Top 3 favorite of your own collection. Down below in the comments. I really would like to know, and I'm curious, and maybe I can add it to my wish list. So much for not buying more plants, but anyway, I can trade, right? Anyways, happy new year once again. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys on my next video.